Morning. What a beautiful morning it is, especially to start it off with a climb. This morning we got a lot of things going on. We finished the farm we were at last night, both corn and beans, so we're going to divide and conquer again today. Dad is going to move to one of our furthest away farms. There's only 30 acres of beans there, but I want to get those off before this rain rolls in. I'm going to help him move. He needs a grain cart there, which kind of proposes a problem for me running corn. So while they're running that 30 acres and getting done with the cart, I'm going to spread up the last bit of fertilizer we have here. There's a little bit of wheat left in the drill. I'm going to fill in a couple spots that haven't grown just due to the lack of rain we've had. And then by the time I get all that done, they should be back or done and ready to move. So just got a little bit of everything going on today. And somewhere in there we want to do like 100 acres of corn and like 100 acres of beans. First thing we need to do is pick up our little Walinga. Whenever we cleaned up that grain mess a couple videos back, Dad said we was in too big of a hurry to clean it up, and we left it. Well, we have a chance of 2 inches of rain tonight, so we don't want to leave that thing out there and get it soggy. We love our little Walinga. Yeah, what have we got dripping there? Hopefully this thing will start. This field that we're running has the potential to turn out some really good corn yield. Like last year this field made like 260 something. This is the beginning of what I'm wanting to try to do next year in this cornfield. A lot of it's going to be weather dependent, but I really want to try to make some really high bushel corn. Like I want to try to set a record for our farm in this field next year. So we are applying this fertilizer. This is just extra fertilizer that we had from the wheat. But I also want to strip till in some fertilizer in this field next year. Alright, this thing is empty and we are done with it for a little while. So we're going to blow it off, get this fertilizer off of here before it rains. And then we are going to get back to moving farm equipment to the next fields. So Brad has taken a load to town. He's probably sitting in line there. Bean bin is pretty full. We can dump this dump truck and that's it. So there's 2 loads of beans from last night that need to go to town. We're going to dump this here because, well, Dad's going to be running out of trucks at some point this evening, hopefully. And hopefully he can get a good bit of double crops done today. So we completely forgot that we had a truckload of corn on the grain cart, so we had to come in and get it because Dad's ready to move to the bean field. But we want to get the corn off the grain cart, obviously. So unfortunately, town is really busy. So we're gonna have to go dump this truck, and I'm gonna have to truck beans for Dad. It's gonna tie this truck up. I don't know how long Brad's gonna be in there. Turns out instead of spreading fertilizer and moving stuff around, we should have all taken a bean truck to town this morning. Lots of planning going on over there. Unfortunately, we've changed plans at least 10 times this morning. Go over and get the header wagon. It's on the other end of this farm, so we'll go out around the road and we will hit the dusty trail. Glad we are done down here. This place is usually really wet this time of year. Like I said, we're kind of in a drought right now as far as moisture. This is the first time that we have farmed here in probably 6 or 7 years without getting a semi stuck. This road that we're flagging on is a pretty windy 2-lane road. So I'm flagging for Dad with the draper head behind me. One thing to keep in mind when you're flagging for a piece of equipment, if there's a blind curve, it does that equipment no good for you to be right in front of them. You need to be on the other side of that curve. So that's what I'm trying to do, but you don't want to get too far away, so when you tell people, hey, you need to get over and wait, here comes the combine, they wait too long, they eventually get pissed, then they leave. So you gotta kind of get space yourself appropriately. Combine back there. We need to get on up around this blind turn up here. Gotta watch pinch points too, like right here we got a ditch on each side of the road. Just places that there's not room for a car to get over when they see that combine coming. So these are really late planted first crop beans, like really late, probably second week of June late. So we just left them to harvest with the double crops, just because they were still very green and buttery when we were doing beans 3 or 4 weeks ago. But they're dead now. So BJ's gonna run me back over after the one empty truck we have, and we'll rendezvous back here, and this shouldn't take long. It should take about an hour and a half. All right, we got a truckload here. Me and BJ are gonna move it. The cart will hold the rest, and Dad's gonna go ahead and finish what little bit is left back there, and then we'll be done over here finally.
Yeah, you want me to put your header cart out on the driveway, or where do you want it at? Just turn around there, park there anywhere, where I can get to it.
Now, this whole Cargill being super busy keeping Brad in there all day,
The driveway's okay.
it's really put a kink into my plans of getting a lot of corn harvested today. Like, it ain't gonna happen. It's 1:30 now, and I haven't even started. But I also wasn't planning on doing this. All right, we are finally in the gleaner. We're getting ready to move, so power ladder. Now we're rolling out. Uh-oh, deer damage. Still pretty good corn. Ha! That's odd. Our Capello corn head's plugged up again. I'll be darned. Who would have thought? I said before, our other Capello corn head functions awesome. Never really have any issues with it. Feeds great. Just an all-around great head. Pretty trouble-free for 10 years. This one, not the case. Plugs up all the time. I don't know if it's because of how it's hooked to a gleaner. If there's like a, I don't know. But on the cloths, our other one runs great. I kind of want to put the plate on this corn head and run on the cloths and see how it does. We're not going to, because that'd be a lot of work, but I don't know. Erased this field right off the face of the map. So we're going to move on down the road. We have several fields right here in a row that are pretty small. I'm trying to figure out if we want to go do a couple other 5-acre patches while we're waiting on Brad to get back. He's taking a load of beans to town right now. So right now, it's just me and BJ on the corn crew. And this will pretty well fill a truck, so I don't know what we're going to do yet. So we got a 4-acre field here, and then we got a ditch and another 4-acre field. These aren't going to yield very well, but we need to get these out of here. Like I say, while we're waiting on Brad to get back, we can probably go ahead and run these. They're not real efficient fields to run, but we got to get them at some point, so we might as well do them now. Dad's running the double crops. He actually talked like they're doing way better than we expected. We kind of were worried we got frosted a little early. He said that field's running like 40, 45, which is way better than we were expecting. Kind of was really worried that we were going to be more like 20, 25. Now, we've definitely had better double crops, but considering the circumstances, we're pretty pleased. This bridge is narrow without this corn head, but with this corn head, it is extremely narrow. So that's our cornfield too, but we're going up over here. That's where Dad is running beans also. All the trucks are parked there, so that's where we're going to work on. Double crops are a little bit dusty. I believe this is what they refer to as the golden hour. Everything has a gold tint to it. Now, if I had a photographer, he'd definitely have a drone up in the air right now, but I don't. That sky is just on fire tonight. Like, that's probably one of the prettiest ones we've had all fall. Not gonna lie, I've been guilty of doctoring up a picture for Instagram using a few filters. I don't think this one needs a filter. It's about as good as it gets. That's pretty much perfect. Waiting on BJ's is stepping out here. Real question here. When you're alone by yourself, you pee off the ladder? Put you guys down now. Ah, BJ's back. Oh, BJ, we're about to overflow. You're very close to cabbing our corn. Whoops. BJ, this curve is really making it challenging. Eventually we'll get this thing emptied.
Sorry about that.
Alright, last pass of this field, and then we're gonna hang it up for the night. The only thing we got left over here is a couple small patches. We gotta cross a creek, and I really just don't want to open up a 10-acre field in the dark with trees all around it. So we're not going to. Look, it's the Easter Bunny. He is petrified. Right there. Come on, buddy, go. Run away. Better go or an owl's gonna get him. Clean off our feeder house here, fold up, and head to the barn. So I think we're gonna park this combine over here in the shed. I think we're gonna move that one back to the other farm tonight because there's no more beans over here. The only beans are over by the river. Well, we've made it to the shed. Turn all this stuff off. And that'll be it. Hopefully we wake up tomorrow and it's pouring rain. So we need some rain. But if we don't, just keep on knocking out some harvest. Manual ladder. Well, folks, that's it for this video. I think, look, we'll have a rain day tomorrow, but if not, we'll see you then, and we'll continue on knocking the acres out. We are down to 300 acres of corn, 300 acres of beans pretty well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.